People are collapsing spontaneously all over China. Why? Serpenzos vienas naujesnių video apie tai, kaip žmonės krenta Kinijoje tiesiog greičiausiai nuo vakcino, ne?
What you're seeing here is a gentle touch causing a grown man in China to collapse on the ground. Then suddenly a mysterious force causes this auntie to collapse to the ground. A light shoulder tap forces this next woman to the ground, and the shover suddenly collapses too. What is happening in China that so many people are inexplicably collapsing?
Guys, aš turiu paaiškinimą. Čia jie nematomą futbolą žaidžia.
Ground all around the country of China.
Arba gal bausmės būna pagal tai, nu, tipo, kai atvaro ir ten kas nukentėjęs, o tai nusprendžia, kas ant žemės, tipo, pargriautas, aš nežinau. O čia panašu į, tipo... Panašu, kai būdavo tie prieš mašinas, kur eina ir, tipo, tikisi, kad ten daškamų jokių nebūžinai ir, tipo, nu, jos vos važiuoja, tipo, bėga, šoka prieš mašiną ir, tipo, mane partrenk. Gerai, žiūrim toliau, kodėl krenta žmonės.
Stand. So it's best I just show you. This old man slipped and fell in the rain. He couldn't get back up again, but no one dared help him, out of fear of getting blamed for his fall, and so just left him there. Thankfully, the person recording the video called for help. He didn't dare touch him himself, mind, but at least he called for help. Does your privacy matter to you?
No.
If so, you're probably aware of data brokers. If you're not, data brokers are these awful people who sell your data to spam call centers and junk mail centers. You might wonder why all of a sudden you're getting junk mail from random places. How did they get a hold of your information and your address? Well, and now, back to the show. I'll give you a more extreme example. Thankfully, this did have a happy ending. See, this old man here was crossing a very busy road, tripped and collapsed.
Niekas, actually. Netgi skėtė važiuoja. Jesus Christ. Nieks jo nepervažys, kad užbaigti jo kančias? What the fuck? Jam patijos neturi, ar kaip? YouTube, ne, būna taip. Policininkas nušausi dabar, ar kaip? Ne.
Do you see what I mean by it's easy to explain but difficult to understand? I can guarantee that you, and perhaps the majority of my audience watching this video right now, would have either helped the old man or at least called an ambulance and waited with the old guy until they arrived, right? In China, however, the bad governance of the CCP has caused a sickness in society, a cowardly unwillingness to help those in need. And don't try to blame it on the bystander effect. This is way beyond that. This is a unique...
Aš jau norėjau sakyti, kad, nu, yra tam tikri tie pastebėti fenomenai kaip bystander effect ir don't dare to blame, okay? Sorry.
Mainland Chinese societal problem. I've seen it countless times with my own eyes, and I've often stepped in to help. Now, it's not that the people of China don't want to help each other. They're just shit scared of doing so. I have a great example. I was walking through the Luohu train station in Shenzhen, where I used to live, and an old guy trying to carry a very heavy wheelie bag up some stairs lost his footing and fell down. Didn't fall down too far, it was like 1 or 2 steps. So he was some distance away from me, but I immediately rushed over to help. Scores of people passed him by, but as soon as I laid hands on him to pick him up, other members of the public stepped in to help me. You see, I would be the one to take the blame, since I touched him first. So now that initial barrier to helping your fellow Chinese citizen was removed. Plenty of people were suddenly willing to lend a hand. Another instance of this was when I was dating a Chinese girl and we were busy walking back home after eating at a restaurant, and a presumably drunken driver rolled his car right in front of us. He'd taken the corner too fast, hit the sidewalk and flipped the car over onto its roof. I immediately ran over and saw that there was a family inside and started to pull out a young boy that was in the back seat. He's rather bewildered and luckily not injured. The girl I was with, though, tried to physically pull me away and was screaming at me, telling me not to get involved. I could not believe how callous and uncaring she and the rest of the onlookers were. There was a child and a family in need of assistance, and they were all too shit scared to step in and help. This really destroyed a lot of my faith in Chinese society. So, how is this related to people collapsing all over China? Well, it's one and the same. If someone is injured, the other party involved in the scuffle or incident that led to that injury will be held liable by law and forced to pay heavy medical bills and compensation, sometimes for years to come. And the Chinese Communist government has made being a good Samaritan almost impossible, since the government courts have, in very famous court cases, sided with obvious scammers. Remember, there's an entire generation of people in China that lack basic education and morals. Remember the grab hags? Yes, they're the ones that will fall over, and if someone tries to help them, will blame the Good Samaritan, saying that it was in fact the Good Samaritan that injured them. And then when taken to court, these grab hags have in the past won compensation from their would-be rescuers, leading to this absolutely disgusting state of affairs in China. Parents now tell their children to never help people in need and to mind their own business at all costs. And this is why people are collapsing, pretending to be injured so that they can win compensation. And that is why the other parties involved collapse too, so that they too can claim to be injured. And hopefully it results in some sort of stalemate that cancels each other. Stupid, sad, pathetic, and true. But this is the result of the bad governance of mainland China by the Chinese Communist Party.
Nieko nežinau, matau, kaip va čilina čiuvakai tiesiog lauke, gryn orą kvepuoja, bendrauja. TikToko stories filmuoja, nežinau, kas čia blogo.
And China by the Chinese Communist Party.
Basanavičiaus gatvė vasara. Yeah, China #1. We get it. Okay, jau viskas aišku. Koks vakaras ilgas, kaip širdį man gelia. Nuskink man jazminą.